I recognize that you are either going to not believe me or you're not gonna like me when I explain this to you, but it's true. It's true. It's the honest truth, guys. It really is how it is going this first quarter recap for our homeschool. Welcome back to Making Everyday Magic. My name is Shauna, and if you are new here, we are a homeschooling family of 4. We are in our 8th year of homeschooling, and that comes into play in a little bit. We have a 7th grader and a 3rd grader for the 2024-2025 school year, and today, this is our first 8-week recap of the new homeschool year. As before we go any further, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on the bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. If you guys are wondering anything that I am talking about, if you scroll down to the description box, I do have a page titled Favorites over my website. And I literally went through and made buttons to every single thing that I am talking about. So you can just click the button on my website and it will take you right to where you want to go. Okay, so there's that. And I will try to remember to link it right up here for you because it just makes it a little easier to find. Straight out of the gate, I have made a couple of videos on this, but you know, our start with Algebra 1 was rough, so bad, so rough, so hard, tears, distress. If you would like to know what we were using, Algebra 1, Principles of Secondary Mathematics from Matthew C. Right out of the gate, struggle bus. If you would like to know what we pivoted to, it is Denison, Algebra 1, and I recently had a video go up, an in-depth look at that, so you can check that out as well. It was rough, okay? It was rough, but now it is good. So that is my biggest takeaway from the first 8 weeks. Another big takeaway, we did a very early vacation. Like I think we were only 2 or 3 weeks into school, and normally I try to get like a full 6 to 8 weeks under our belt before we disrupt for any reason, but I am happy to tell you, and it is, I don't know if it is because I was like so concerned about mixing it up that we really hunkered down on getting it back on track, but I think it could also be that we are 8 years into this homeschooling journey. So what that means for me in my 8th year of homeschooling is that it is just easier in a lot of ways, okay? So we are figuring out a little faster, a little easier, what works, what formats work. We have homeschooled since my oldest was entering kindergarten. So that means that my youngest was a few months old. Okay, and she has been homeschooled, thank you to the COVIDs, since pre-K 4. So basically, since right before she turned 4 years old, we've been homeschooling her. My children, especially the youngest one, doesn't know any different in our lives. There was never a time that she is aware of, that she can remember, that was not built around our homeschool. Our home wasn't built around our homeschool. She cannot recall that. My oldest one, again, has been homeschooling her entire school career, with the exception they did Mother's Day out before we started homeschooling. Because of that, what that means for me, and again, I am not lying and I'm not trying to brag, but my kids know what they're supposed to do. So because for multiple years now, it's been like we have a 9 a.m. start time. They know that's when we start. I don't have to tell them. Because they know what they have to do, they get it out and they start doing it. Even if I'm not ready, even if I haven't told them that it's time to start their day, even if there are things they need my help with, they start what they can do on their own. And they do have a fair amount of things that they can do on their own. And this, our 8th year of homeschooling, my little one is in 3rd grade. And I mean, she can read things to herself. So we have gotten into a place where, and so many of their things are video-based lessons now, or online, or whatever. I am almost entirely support staff, which is wild. Like they are not relying on me. So this year is just feeling so different. It's feeling really good. It's really easy. They know what they need me for. I know what they need me for. It is going really smoothly. And I think it is because we've got so many years under our belt that we are all just seasoned professionals now. And they just don't need me as much. So even reading the word problems in math, my little one can do it all on her own. She can do all of that all on her own. She doesn't need me as much. So that increasing independence, that for one, Timberdoodle is huge on that, but it really does happen as you are kind of getting into your groove. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is a point at which you will not need to be right there with your kids the whole time. Now, part of that is that my approach and my parenting style and all of that is that I am not right there holding their hand that whole time. So from a very early age, if they could do it on their own, they needed to be doing it on their own because I have other stuff to do. Okay, so in absolute honesty, I'm not a hoverer. I'm not standing right there while they're doing things like reading geography and answer questions or doing math, their math practice sheets and answering questions. If they need help, absolutely, I'm always available. But I'm not just watching them do their handwriting. I'm not just watching them do things they're doing on their own because I have other things to do. So we are getting into this place where it is truly amazing and it is going so well. So I promise I'm not lying, and it's on the horizon for you. You just gotta be firm, you gotta figure out what works, and you gotta go through the hard times to get to the easier times. So that is absolutely true. Let me share with you just a few standouts from our first 8 weeks. So right now, a few standouts from our first 8 weeks is Michael Clay Thompson level 1 with my youngest. And that is because when I did it with my older daughter, I didn't love it. We did all ebooks and I did not love that. It is just, and part of it is we laid a great foundation with Poodle. So it is like, yeah, I just love it. I love it. I love Michael Clay Thompson, the whole program. But level 1 for me this year is it's just so refreshing because level 1, the last time I did it, just kind of wasn't. So that for me is huge. Denison Algebra, absolute standout. And it is because it saved the day, the week, the month, the year, the math. It saved Algebra 1. So for that, I like it, she likes it, we like it. For that, it is gold to me. It is gold to me. Gold, I tell you, gold. Okay, so something that we are working on together, which has been absolutely amazing, is chemistry. So the middle school chemistry we're doing together as a family, you guys know that. And it's been awesome and it's really fun, and I'm enjoying I'm going through it by chapter, getting the things that I know I'll need for that chapter. So I only have like one little drawer. The entire program is free, available online, again, link down below. But in getting the supplies and things, there's a few things I'm opted out of. I opted out of density cubes because as far as I can tell, I don't use them again. I opted out of density rods because as far as I can tell, I don't use them again. So those are expenses that I kind of cut. And really, I think we've only spent up to this point, we're about halfway through because we're into the third chapter. We've been doing 2 lessons a week because there were more lessons than we had weeks in our school year. So once we get to that kind of like break-even point, we'll just go 1 a week. But up to this point, I think I've spent about $120 in supplies, which I don't think is that bad. So I'm super happy with that. And it has been really fun doing that together with both kids. And then also Dinos 101, which is an available course out of the University of Alberta, Canada. You can like pay extra to get it transcripted to get full credit for it, but it's like freely available for free online. It's so fun. One of the things that has been huge this year is that because we were doing so many new things, I had no concept of what kind of involvement it was going to take, what kind of investment of time and energy, like could we do it all? How's it gonna go? It's so wild. We're doing a college course, like what is happening? But I am so happy to report that it is going swimmingly. Like nothing is taking as long as I feared that it might. Everything is just falling into place and going pretty well. Something else that we're doing a little differently this year is we have 2 days of the week where all or the bulk of our school day is out of the house. So we are packing backpacks and lunches because we've got extracurriculars. We're in the city one day. Like there's a lot going on and it still is going pretty easily. The only downside that I will tell you is that I keep forgetting my instructor manuals in my own bag. So the kids will have things that need to be checked and I'm like, oh no, I forgot to bring it. So really I am the weak link in that whole scenario. So I got to step it up. Because my kids are showing up and showing out and I am failing that. So I need to get better at packing the books that I need. That is how it's going. It's going awesome. I'm super excited. I hope that when we're halfway through, I can be like, it was amazing. But we had a little bit, you know, there's been some rough. And I was scared, and I kept saying, I just don't know how it's gonna go. Even in my planning, like I have no concept, I have no idea how it's gonna go. And it is going awesome. So I am so excited. So anything you wanna know more about, just let me know. I probably have a video on it either before or coming up, but I definitely have everything linked over on my favorites page. Yeah, guys, I would love to hear, what is your first chunk of schooling looking like? How are you feeling? How is it stacking up to what you thought it would be? All of that. I would absolutely love to know. Share with us what's a standout for you, what's something you're like, well, nope, not for us anymore. We are changing, because I've got some of those too. So I would love to hear it. Guys, I hope that you found any of this helpful, entertaining, or informative. If you did, please scroll down, hit the big red subscribe button, turn on that bell for notifications, and give this video a thumbs up. As always, you can find me right on down in the comments or over on Instagram at Making Everyday Magic. I think that's it. Guys, happy end of first quarter from my homeschool to yours. I hope that you're having an amazing start to your 2024-2025 homeschool year. It is just so good to hear people who are like, you know, I struggled before, but then something clicked, and now it is great. It is good. It is fun. It is more enjoyable. I am so excited. This year, like I said, a little rough start, but it's going good. Bye, guys.